Hello, everybody. Sorry about last week for the handful of you that do enjoy watching this stuff. Had some small things come up, and kind of left off on a suspense moment because things happened and it was great. Um, so I think we'll just jump right back into it, unless you guys had any questions you wanted to ask, but probably not.
No, probably not.
All
I
right,
think.
I'm good.
Dante and Jet, you just had a gunfight in the middle of the street, shooting at what to most onlookers would look like an unarmed man who immediately fled from you. There was talk of getting
Yep.
on motorcycles and getting out. What's the plan?
Pretty sure that's the plan.
Yeah.
Are you guys going anywhere in particular, or are you just trying to get out of here in a timely fashion through the traffic that is getting, people running amok and going crazy and trying to get away from the crazed gunman
Yeah.
running out into the
Just
street?
the quickest away from here works for me.
Yeah, and I'll go in a opposite but equally quick direction.
Well, let's see who gets away the quickest. If you guys want to roll piloting tests, we'll see how much you can be those asshole motorcycles that like to drive between traffic.
Yep, that's not me.
Or I'm sorry, the asshole motorcycle and the asshole giant wheel with a person sitting in it. And we'll see how well that goes to see whether or not. No, that's not.
What
how
the
that
hell
works.
is wrong with my life?
He rolled a 7.
Okay.
I would like to edge that. No, you know what? No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that level of success?
Right? So
I'm-
good.
No, don't
Oh,
steal his
screw it.
lines.
Fine.
You don't have to. I'm not forcing you into anything here.
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I mean, he did almost glitch it, right? Like that could have been great.
Yeah.
Imagine what else you could use that edge for. Like not exploding grenades on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Hence
you
my
get in
hesitation.
traffic. You get in traffic. It's like, oh man.
A glitch would have just been like, your front tire breaks as you run up a curb to try and get around some people, and now all of a sudden you're a bigger asshole. But you don't have to worry about
And you drive into them, and you kill more people. And
What a horrible
police.
consequence.
that. Yeah.
Is
now
there
all
like
of a sudden you're a
a
bigger asshole.
high threat response AAA?
Oh no, this is like the shitty part of town, so you're not worried about high threat response or even like security guard Steve coming around and like seeing what's going on for hours.
Yeah.
Any security response you get in this area would be through either local crime or gang activity. But it was more just to make sure something didn't go horribly wrong and your car didn't stall or you didn't run over anybody on the way. That kind of thing.
Yeah. And while I am driving, every so often I'm going to scramble my plates and my grid guide identification.
Sure. Meanwhile, practice roll my foot. Meanwhile, in the back of Rot's van, where his puny meat body is, do I
Mhm.
remember? Did I put some speed holes in your car last time?
You put one hole exactly because I edged.
Oh, that's right, because you could.
Yeah, I edged a roll and I got like one box damage or something. Lots
Okay,
of damage.
so it wasn't even like a damage.
No, it was
just.
no. You put like one box of damage on my.
Yeah, but it's not like
on my van.
I put a hole through the.
As you put it, it's like a one ray of light went
yeah.
on Hex's body, and so.
So your unconscious meat sack is there on the ground as you're trundling off with your 2 successes.
It was more before we got into the next session, so I would imagine we got at least pretty far away in the first roll.
Yeah,
And then I
you
sort
guys are
of
definitely
slowed
able to get.
down.
We're definitely able to get out of like direct line of fire of Matilda wherever she was.
And then I get stuck in traffic. It's like, oh man.
Um, Meanwhile, in the back, there is so much blood, so much. Larry's
I have a
kind of having
smuggling container.
yeah.
It can fall into the smuggling container.
Um, Larry's kind of having a slight bit of a freak out, and there is Sue with the body of his teammate lying unresponsive and uh, leaking.
I thought we had a patch something working on her.
You did trauma patch, but you know it doesn't mean that all of the blood isn't all over the place. You haven't like cleaned her up at all.
Don't you have that Valkyrie thing?
Oh no, the Valkyrie thing was I gotta do that now that everybody's dying every session, but that's a very expensive addition.
Rank 6 med pack on wireless operates itself for 12 dice.
Yeah.
You just lose
So,
your
yeah.
first 2 hits for first aid being crap. Like no matter what you do, if you use first aid or if you use the med kit, your first 2 hits are lost, which is unfortunate.
On the Valkyrie?
When you attempt to first aid somebody, your first 2
Oh,
hits are
okay.
lost. Because, you know, healing is hard. But yeah, no, what are you guys doing in
Wow.
the back of the van?
Well, I'm not conscious, so I'm driving. I would assume at least that I'm concerned with getting away from stuff. So, Sue?
I'm gonna
That
see if I
leaves
can
you.
calm Larry down and get him to help, like, put gauze on Hex or some shit.
Sure. Little known fact: the leadership skill can be used to apply bonuses to composure dice. So let's see those.
I don't know that I have leadership. I think I have a bonus to it from something, but I don't think I actually took it. Let's see. Oh.
I mean, we've never questioned Hex's sexual orientation, so I don't know about putting your finger in the dike.
Honey.
It works out to. I have it unranked, and it works out to 4 dice. So I guess it's worth trying.
Don't you have your spell up?
That's a good point.
My cat is over here deciding that he wants attention right now, and it's not helping.
Cats
That
are
probably
always
breaks
not helping.
tension in the system. You know, the scene just a little bit.
Quiet, corpse.
Soon to be? Not
Maybe.
yet.
Let me see.
Oh, really? I got 2 on 15, and you got
50%.
4 on 8?
It just shows how much of a better leader he is than you are a driver.
God damn it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is no longer in game over man mode. He's, saw the one bullet hole come through the back of the van and miss people, and then as no more seemed to come behind that, he's slowed down, and then man, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah, that's correct. So if I could have your assistance here, we're going to want to bind. And you'll be holding the pads over where the blood is coming out.
It's like
Like you to apply
should I do that CPR thing?
I don't believe that would help. We're going to concentrate on trying to keep the blood inside of the girl.
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, what's going on? Where are we gonna find out things?
Well, I figured I'd drag it out for a little bit longer. Because because I'm a monster. Um. So yeah, no, you guys will start kind of taking like the top layer off because seeing blood come through a jacket doesn't do you much good in trying to stop it. So you got to kind of like open it up and be like, oh, there's that giant gunshot wound. Hex, where did we decide you got shot?
Hex got shot in the chest.
Typing.
In the voice box, apparently.
That's fine.
Mhm.
There's a joke to be made there.
There's a joke to be made there, yeah. I won't say we decided it was somewhere around the face,
Okay.
or at least
Like
down.
around the face? It's like,
Like,
not in the
yeah,
face?
kind of.
No, that's fine. So it's the blood is streaming down. It's less getting the stuff out of the way and more like, is she hit anywhere else? Because there's just a bunch of blood. And
Like, potentially you can see where it hit initially, came out, and then went back in. Like, it came through one side of the like face out by the jaw and stuff, and then came down into the chest.
yeah,
So it's like really nasty one.
yeah.
Because that was a big bullet somebody shot.
I mean, you're just a squishy target. I think is the problem.
No, I think that was a big bullet. I'm sorry.
So yeah, you guys will drive for a minute or so. Rot, you will notice that outside of the immediate area that you guys were in, it calms down a lot, and there's less people running around. There's some people who are like, "Oh, what's going on over there?" and then they don't really freak out as much as the other people are.
So I'm like doing the running away nonchalant driver thing. It's like
Yeah.
I'm speeding the hell out the first time, and then I just slow down a little bit. And
Yeah,
then
I'm just gonna take
I'm just
every turn for the next couple of blocks to make sure that nobody's following me, that kind of thing.
Is there like a hospital we're heading towards, or what?
That was the question I was gonna ask: is where are you guys all going?
I don't know about those guys, but that's actually a good question.
Man,
Reality check.
If only you
Can
guys
I-
had some kind of direct neural interface that you could all talk to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I do.
So like, that's a good question.
Yeah. Jet is going to, message over to you guys. Status.
That's you, Sue.
You're not in the car. You're not in the van either.
No, I mean I am like the car right now. I cannot look into myself as I'm driving. Or can I?
Wow, this is some serious deep thoughts territory we've been.
Do you have like internal cameras or anything?
Well, I guess I could now that I think about it. So maybe yeah. So like I could message you back something like a lot of blood, no more shooting. Where do we go?
Could be
Does
better.
Larry know a
Recommend
street dog?
professional treatment.
As far as contacts, I have no doctors.
Does Larry know a street doc?
Let's find out.
Dante does.
Oh, see, there you go. You don't need Larry to solve your problems.
I thought
So,
Ryan-
Dante, share, please.
Oh.
Yeah, no problem. I'm sure he'll get us in.
Tell me about your street doc contact.
I primarily use him for cyberware, but he obviously is going to have experience installing cyberware.
And cutting people and
Exactly.
that kind of stuff.
So, well, he's not a trauma surgeon by any means. Discretion is part of his job.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and roll
And he hap-
2 times his connection plus his loyalty?
And he happens to have a lot of experience in sealing gunshot wounds and saving people from the brink of death.
Oh, that's what he has. He's the best.
Mhm. Yeah.
He played a doctor on TV, and that's where he's got all his experience.
He's Neil
Mhm.
Patrick Harris.
Oh my god.
Oh, good.
Dookie has
I
her.
trust him.
Um, where's he located? Besides, like, 2 blocks down the road.
Yeah, probably on the shit end of town. He does back alley deals. He sells black market cyberware. So he's not downtown. He's a place where anonymity is important. So probably
So it is the general feeling like we will have to look at his procedures to make sure that Hex is in one piece.
Is he the kind of guy that like rents a storage unit and operates out of that, or is he a little bit more dignified than that?
a little more dignified. It's definitely a back room someplace that's probably well appointed, but not very.
So like an actual medical facility.
It's a room that he has converted into one,
Okay,
so he can move it from time to time.
gotcha. Um, technically, you can put a shop, as I make bunny ears, nobody can see, inside the back of a van. Would this be like a van that he drives around, or is it just a physical static location that he moves from time to time?
It would probably be a physical static location,
Okay.
as he does more advanced procedures.
Okay. So, you call him up and he's gonna answer it. Tante, time for some upgrades?
Well, I've been saving some money. I'll be
Nice.
coming your way soon, but for right now, I got a friend with a little bit of a hole issue.
Yeah. What are they looking to put in it?
Hopefully, her. So she got shot, and I need some help pretty quick.
Oh. How long until you're here?
15, 20 minutes tops.
I'll clear. You know that this is gonna cost you a little bit.
We'll take care of that. Don't you worry.
As I go down to look and see what his loyalty is.
2.
Okay. And that's not what I wanted to do. There you go. So, nothing super crazy is gonna happen for the next couple of minutes. In the back of the van, Larry and Sue are gonna work together to exchange pieces of cloth, kind of trying to stop the bleeding, and it'll slow down a lot. But things aren't great. And then you're gonna pull into this. I assume you give everybody the location.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little strip mall that only has like half of the buildings are operating businesses. This one is currently listed as a veterinarian. And,
Sounds about right.
and the like AR open displays aren't operational at the moment, as though it were closed.
All right. Well, Dante will park someplace not terribly conspicuous. Get out to move over to the van and help move her in. Whenever the van
And
shows up.
as soon as as we're in range, I would like spin it around and aim my back part of the van as to the least amount of space is possible for
Sure.
getting Hex out and getting her in.
You guys can pull it out, and then
Is the doc not like there with a stretcher?
it's a veterinarian's place, man. What are you expecting?
And it's closed.
But yeah,
Yes,
like Dante will pull up. I assume then that Jet will also pull up because they had motorcycles and.
Yeah. And as the second largest member of the team, I will help Sue try and like carry her in a way that doesn't spill more of her blood.
Indeed.
Yeah, and then you can have like Larry and Dante kind of like holding her head with the bandages. Um,
Can I like quickly? I'm thinking about quickly scanning the place as I get inside, like for danger, any possible danger.
sure. So like as the two motorcycles get up, you'll see that because you guys are there, you can see in through the glass that somebody is moving around. He tints the glass and comes up to the door. Cinematically, of course, as the van is pulling around and the back doors are flying open, and you guys start um, piling her out. Um, he's doing the arm circle wave thing of to bring her inside, and then you guys go down a hallway. Um, there's one of those. If you've ever taken a pet to the vet, they have those shorter tables with the mats on them. And it's like, just put her on here. Her legs, like from the knees down, are dangling over the end because it's not a full stretcher thing. Um, and he's like, what happened?
Sniper
Were we
round.
able to locate all of the various entrance and exit wounds so that we could indicate them to him?
Yeah, no, you can point them out because you guys stopped the blood from them, and you guys had a ton of time to do so. Um, he's gonna look at you as you say sniper round. Is like, well, that's lucky because it's not in there. But does anybody here have any actual first aid or medicine skills? That's me asking,
Mm,
not him.
I do.
Okay, that's helpful.
no, I also have I have one medicine and two rank one in medicine and rank two in first aid, but I've got like 8 logic, so it goes in like 10 and 9.
So he's gonna look up. It's like, I don't have a nurse. Do any of you have any knowledge of what to do?
Would that count as knowledge?
I mean,
Like out of
so you're.
I've read a lot of books.
It's one of those things like in the emergency room. It was like, give me a 10 cc's of something stat. Like that would mean a little bit of something to you, whereas to me, I don't really know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
He
Okay.
he's kind of just looking for an extra pair of hands, and does not have time to explain the basics to a bunch of
Okay.
unconscious slobs.
I think Rod would sort of figure out that no one else has any medical skills, as I was the only one who tried to uh, get people together when they were wounded. I would suppose. So Rod's gonna try to step up, unless it's like a dexterity kind of thing. So I don't
No,
know.
no, it's just the setting the stage kind of thing.
Okay,
It's
so
like,
I'll
all right,
step
you
up.
stay. Everybody else, get out.
Okay.
Tonto
Okay.
nodded.
Oh my god,
Briskly leave.
the responsibility.
And then we'll have the cinematic scene of Sue, Jet, and Dante sitting in the waiting room like expectant fathers.
Smoking.
Snoring.
There's plenty of
Glaring at
pamphlets
Larry.
about, taking care of your cat and, get your dogs spayed or neutered, that kind of thing. Um, so about 15 minutes will go by, and then Hex is going to see a bright light and this ringing sound is going to be in her ears. Just that's it, as her eyes slowly open to see uh, the white light and rot and a man covered in a lot of blood.
Okay, so the only thing I guess I'm gonna do is like stare in like horror real quick and like open my mouth to scream. But, like from pain and stuff, it just like steals the breath away.
Yeah. Um, the second part you're going to notice is there's a little bit of a I don't want to say it's like a euphoria, but there's a little bit of that but there's just kind of a
Mhm.
numbness to a lot of the things you do right now. Still lots of pain, and that ringing that is the only sound that you can hear, but that's that's the state of your being. If you try to move, you're going to feel at least one set of hands push down on you, um, and this stranger's face is going to come over, and he's going to start to talk, but all that you're hearing is ringing.
I'm gonna start shaking my head at him, like trying to wince out a word.
When you go to try and move your head, he's going to like eyes go wide, grab the top of your head with his other hand, and try to. He's got like one hand on your upper chest shoulder area. The other one is now on the like your forehead, trying to hold you in place.
And Rod is there like, hold still, don't move, don't move.
Are you
Not like
are you touching
knowing
her,
that.
or are you just saying?
No, no, unless he told me to, since I accept his leading position.
Sure, sure. Uh, Hex, you doing anything now that this guy's holding your head and that kind of stuff?
Trying to like shake away, like slide out of his grip.
Okay,
Because I still have no idea exactly what happened.
that is true. Um, your struggling is going to be fairly ineffectual because you are not exactly the most beefy of people, and you have mechanically large dice pull penalties. But your continued struggle is enough that he is going to look from you to Rot, and he's going to tell Rot to inject her.
Uh,
He's going to
I
like,
guess this is not really like a time for objections, so I would say like yes.
Yep.
With.
uh, there's a syringe on the table, some stuff that he had laid out where you were getting like sutures and little tongue thing
Mm-hmm.
and medical crap. It's like grab the thing and injector, and assuming
So I
that
do.
what's that?
So I do.
All right.
Unless, can I like maybe check what is it? And that's as far as it like, is it legitimately going to help?
Sure.
But I'm not really gonna stop for like remembering stuff.
Sure, you can go ahead and roll your medicine as you do that, like hold it up in the air and flick it twice thing and shoot a little bit out. See if you have any idea what it
Mm-hmm.
is, but I'm going to assume you're going straight into the stabbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like 9. So
Sounds about right.
go medicine. Oh. Okay.
Damn.
I wasn't prepared for that.
I wasn't really. So
Well, as far as is it like safe or not? That's like all I want to know.
it's going to be mostly safe. He injected her with something earlier that you weren't really. That did not seem standard medical usefulness. But you
Mhm.
are about 100% sure that this is a bunch of narcojet.
Okay.
So
Like Narcojet was, I just don't remember right now. It was
it
like a
is
drug to
it is
knock out.
knockout juice.
Okay. So cool.
It is it is a common tranquilizer with no side effects. So it's
So yeah, quickly I would like inject her and like, oh my god, stop moving.
so Hex, for just the briefest of moment, you feel the pressures of this guy's hands on you. You see him look away. You hear that ringing, and then a sudden sense of warmth before nothing. And from there, after like the last tremor or two runs through her body, he's gonna let go and then kind of like, and he pull off his gloves and slap them on her body and go to walk out of the room.
Okay. I take a last, like Rod takes a last look at Hex, makes sure she doesn't like accidentally fall off anything. Set her in and then follow him outside.
Yep. So how are you guys doing out front during this impromptu surgery.
How long did it take?
What did I say, like 10, 15 minutes earlier?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just chilling.
Jet is alternating between grinding his teeth, half-heartedly reading the pamphlets, and glaring at Larry.
He seems very small right now. He's like sitting in the corner trying to just not like, unless one of you engages him in conversation, he is gonna just be over there.
Well, I just wanted to add just quickly. So as quickly as I get out of the room, I toss a glance at everyone, then leave and go to my van and check the hole.
Um, did you guys have anything you wanted to talk about in that like time that you're sitting out here, or
Just waiting for results.
waiting to find out if you're if you have a if you're a daddy?
Yes. Did she have puppies?
There are plenty of AR pictures around here of happy puppies and kitties and birdies and other various pet things.
That's
They
a nice
mock him.
space to be to be stressing out. Like a
Right.
lot of cute pictures around.
Calming issues. So coming out from the back is going to be your buddy. What was your buddy's name?
Chrome Dome.
What does he look like? Just because we never got to.
Uh, late 40s, almost completely bald, hunched over, some obvious cyberware that he may or may not have done illegitimately.
Is he Chrome Dome because he is bald? Is it because he has like a cyber skull kind of thing
for a
going on?
bunch. He's bald. Chrome
So-
Dome works on a lot of different levels. That's why it's
Okay.
stuck.
So he's gonna come out of the back. He's still in the hallway. Takes a moment, lights a cigarette, and then starts heading in your guys' direction.
As I see him, Dante's going to stand up and start walking over towards him. So how'd we make out?
Well, she's alive. There's some kind of other issue going on. As when I woke her up to see if everything was working, and he's gonna point to his head and do the crazy finger thing. I don't know the extent of the damage, but she started fighting, and I had my nurse, kind of head nod towards where Rod is coming up behind him. Knock her back out. She should be out for a little while now, but
That's a good sign, right? She was fighting back.
maybe it shows that all of the. I don't know without getting in there with more extensive testing and the like, but everything is hooked up in a fashion that, at the very least, can move her head, her arms, her legs kick. Whether that was something intentional or a side effect from having a pretty good size hole put in her, I won't know until we have some more time.
Thanks for doing what you could, man. I appreciate it as always.
He'll, give you a nod and go over to one of the desks, pull out a bottle of whiskey and a couple of glasses. You have someplace more legitimate to put her for now?
We can get her out of your hair, but no place that can offer continued care, really.
Jet looks at Larry. You know anyone?
Let's find out how much Larry knows. Oh God.
Larry knows.
Larry knows.
Stuff.
So
He knows
he'll
too much.
he'll like, yeah, no, I got a medical guy. I know.
Is he good? Is he reliable?
Does
much
he
you
like
trust
you?
him?
Well,
Let me guess, you tried to fuck his sister.
he doesn't have any sisters. He
Brothers.
does. He does have a legitimate medical practice, but it's more of a family doctor kind of thing. He can write me some prescriptions for things and get me some stuff. At the very least, should be able to get her some medical care, and probably has a place that we can get her cleaned up and fake some reports if we have to, that kind of thing. Um,
Call him.
he's like, yeah, yeah, and he'll do so. It'll take him a couple of minutes, and then he'll come back. It's like, yeah, he's got a guy that we can go to. There's a small dock wagon clinic, maybe about a half hour, 45 minutes from here.
Doc, when can we move her?
Uh, he'll kind of look this up. Well, probably in the next little bit. I just want to make sure that, had an opportunity to take a breather, let you guys know what was going on. I want to go back in there, do a couple of quick tests, a couple of minutes, and then as soon as I get paid.
Alright.
So what are we
Start
looking at
drafting up
on
the bill.
pay?
That's a lot of successes.
That is a lot of successes.
Something.
Yeah, he's gonna go back in and let me see if I can get a better handle on what the damage is, that kind of thing. He'll finish his cigarette. He'll take the shot of whiskey or whatever it is, load up a second one, and take that back into the room with him. Leaving Rot to hang out here for a moment. If you guys want anything to discuss.
I'm just kind of looking at them.
Rot probably has an okay amount of blood on him too, and maybe one of those nice like smocks or something.
What's a smock?
Like a disposable apron.
Ah, okay. So I'm just looking at them, and I'm silent for most of the time. I don't think I would speak unless spoken to. Just sort of throwing side glances at Larry.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we gonna do with Larry?
Are we talking like in his vicinity, or he's like talking to his guy
Talking
right
in
now?
his vicinity.
Are you talking
Okay.
aloud, or are you talking over like DNI?
No, he can hear me.
Well, it depends. Sorry.
He is very interested in where this conversation goes, but says nothing.
I'm gonna make sure he stays nice and close to me, though.
Yeah, no, he has not made a break for the door or anything. Not yet.
I'm gonna just look at Dante. Just stop looking at Larry and like, well, I would be interested in making this whole thing work out. So maybe getting some value out of him.
It all really depends on how things shake out and how much usefulness he can provide.
At that, he'll be like, guys, this is one little thing that went wrong. We worked together a little bit now.
You were unprofessional enough to go to your favorite haunt after you knew that you were being hunted.
That's
One of our team members has a hole in her head because you couldn't get your shit together to actually think. And you your attempt at banging everything in sight has left you completely drained of any capital or personal credit. So I'm wondering, how useful are you?
about halfway through that dressing down, he gets to goes to raise a finger to be like, but, and then you just continue, and he just Just sits there
And
and
then
takes it.
Rod's gonna like finish after Jed's like, but you're right. We did have some history, and you proved to be at least a little useful. So let us just decide on where we stand. You don't really have an option, do you?
Um, Sue, you got anything that Sue or Dante? You got anything to throw on top of this?
I'm gonna mosey over towards the door.
Just straight up goalie block it.
Yeah, basically. Casually, if I can.
I mean, as casually as a 10-foot man who probably, because this is like an older, crappier down, you're probably doing the hunch.
Yeah.
Plus, you're
And we're
probably covered in blood as well.
yeah, I mean, and Jed is probably covered in a little. Like we probably all have at least a little bit of blood on us.
Yeah, you guys look like you've been through hell. It's great.
We're gonna need a lot of soda and lemon juice.
We're like blood brothers, only it's Hex's blood on most of us.
We're bloody brothers.
Jet, you have anything to lay on top of the dressing down, or
Dante, no. He's just watching.
okay? Well,
Like I said, we'll see
he's at
how it
least
turns
not
out.
like reduced to a blubbering mess, but he will go over into the corner that's not near the door, and he's going to sit on one of those chairs and just kind of elbows on knees, head in hands, and just kind of sit there for a moment. And it's at this time, like, you guys
So-
are looking at him, and you could, cinematically, it just kind of zooms in a little bit on where he's missing a finger on one of his hands.
So Rod's gonna take a while to like stand. I don't know, pretend to space out or something. To make like a thinking face, to actually like rest a little bit. But in the meantime, I would like to launch like my remaining spy flying eyes to sort of like
Sure.
do a quick once over around the place. Just in a habit of checking like, do I have a tail or anything?
Sure. You don't see anything crazy going on outside. It seems like the couple of businesses here that are open, like you'll see some people pull up and get out and do a thing, but it doesn't seem like anything. Nobody's coming in your direction. I'm sure that you're parked slightly like an asshole, but the next
Yeah, right now, yeah.
the next two businesses that are next to this place are both closed. Probably was one of the selling points why he picked this place, so that you can't hear horrible screaming through walls. Not that that was relevant this time.
Yeah. So, like, how quickly can and are we skipping to the time where we can actually move her?
No, he got
another
a
visit from the
he
dog.
got a million hits on his what is horribly wrong with this person. So he's going to come back out with a little bit more information about Hex's condition.
He's gonna be a quadriplegic
No.
for the rest of her life.
Could be
Hex
worse.
Gets a mech suit.
Hex is in a suitable mood, I see.
Yeah. So he'll come back out, light another cigarette, and, well, I have good news and bad news. As these things so often do, from what I can tell, your friend is going to be fine, with one small exception. It seems like when the bullet passed through her body, the shock wave did a lot of damage to her hearing. Eardrums seem to be destroyed. A lot of that stuff is kind of a mess. After she has slightly recovered from... He doesn't say slightly. After she's gotten back onto her feet, I can help with replacements. And if you guys want, you can
Well, okay. By 11 o'clock, you mean...
roll like a judge intentions or something like that, and you can add your loyalty to that roll for him being your contact.
So only Dante?
Well, the rest of you can roll the judge intentions. He's the only one that gets the bonus couple of dice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Man, you're so judgmental.
Nah.
Well, I mean, with how tall he is, he's pretty much always looking down his nose, right?
I guess that's how that works, yeah. So Sue and Dante.
Wait, that's I didn't roll enough dice. So,
So Sue and Dante, there is something that he is not bringing up, but he is a doctor, so that is on you as to whether or not
Okay.
you wanna push that.
I think I just glitched.
You didn't. It's gotta be more than half. You rolled 4.
Oh,
on 8.
more than half. Yeah, I rolled half.
Almost.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd have been like, wait a minute, this guy slept with my mother.
Who didn't?
I just realized. Oh my god.
Daddy?
That would be an interesting turn of events.
It's like, that's how you meet your father. Your teammate gets shot in the head.
So Dante's gonna stand up and walk over to him. Thank you again. You're always the best. Why don't we go into the other room and discuss payment?
Do you want to discuss anything more than payment, or do you just want to...
No, I'm gonna discuss more than payment.
Okay.
So he's just gonna kind of put a hand on his shoulder and pull him in and walk away from everyone else.
So we're not biting on that at all?
I'm going to judge intentions on that.
So how's it really going?
Does anybody else want to go with, or you guys just going to accept?
Well, he pulled him away, so I guess away means away.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm probably going to be chipping in, so I'll follow.
Dante, you cool with him following you into this conversation?
No, he's gonna shut the door.
So
See? Told you.
he gives you a little bit of a look.
Huh.
He sits down at a little desk in one of the back rooms that's little more than a converted large closet. So, what did she do as part of your team, group of friends? Like, what was she doing when she got shot?
From what everyone told me, she was doing some hacking for us.
He lights a cigarette and offers you one.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Does Dante usually smoke, or is this just a...
Nah,
Okay.
he's just doing it to be a part.
No, it's fine. These are like some of the most terrible, lowbrow cigarettes you can get your hands on.
Just to be clear, door was shut in my face, right?
Well, that depends on how close you were following, but it could be.
Okay, yeah. All right, just wanted to make sure if I was there or not.
Do you want to try
Not
and listen through the
intentionally
door?
shut in your face.
It was one of those just like put up a hand, give me a minute things.
Yeah.
Okay,
Does Jet give him the minute, or does he?
yeah, fine, but he's going to be leaning against the wall next to the door.
Okay. Are you intentionally trying to overhear things, or?
If I do, then okay, but
All right. How about we roll some dice and we see whether or not you do.
okay.
Okay, I'm just making scribblings, but what is growing next to my scribblings? It looks disturbing.
I don't know. I thought you were trying to draw like a brain.
Okay.
That's becoming a person, it seems.
It wasn't for a second. So what's going on?
I'm waiting to find out if somebody overhears the conversation.
What would that be?
Impossible for you guys, because unless you're going to go down the hallway to next to the door where Jet is hanging out.
I was actually going to move over, lean into Larry.
It's just make his day even worse by his like, look at my large impressive form.
No,
Choke on my beard.
just a few moments ago, our colleague Jet has put a question to you. May I advise you, when it's put to you again, make certain that you have an answer.
To remind Rob, what question did you put to him? Is just how are you useful?
Yeah, I don't even remember the question I asked.
That's good. That makes me feel better.
That was the question.
That's all right. That's what I thought it might have been. And he'll, let go of his head, and his hands will kind of fold in front of him. Man, somebody just destroyed art.
I know.
What happened? Oh,
And he'll just kind of like nod and that kind of stuff.
I was trying to be more comforting than scary, but
well, in this situation,
You're 10 feet tall. I mean,
No, like
don't
I'm
worry, you
on-
small person, easily
I want-
breakable person.
and that's got to count for something.
yeah, no, it's sorry, I'm trying to move art around.
I'm gonna move it.
That's fine.
I need to be simultaneously.
So he doesn't look like he's about to break or go anything crazy, but he is definitely deep in thought under the situation.
And I'm definitely still between him and the door.
Yeah. Well, he went and sat in the corner away from the door, so that it's not like, oh, he got up to stretch his legs. He's trying to run. Let's shoot him. He wants no misunderstandings about his intentions here.
he's also on timeout.
Yeah. If he could turn the chair around and like face the corner and
No, we'll leave him the way he is.
so back in the office, the doctor's going to ask, so did you guys recover her deck or
Guessing it's in the van. I don't know. I was in a different vehicle.
and he'll kind of nod. It's like, okay. So yeah, let's just call it about 1,000 New Yen. And that'll be it. I didn't really have to spend a whole lot outside of a couple of drugs. Keep an eye on her though. I used a little bit of bliss because I didn't really have strong enough painkillers on hand for a human to. So make sure she stays away from that kind of stuff. I hope she didn't have any drug problems before.
I've spent an awful lot of money with you. You owe me whatever you're keeping from me. I'll pay you your money as you're asking for it, but don't withhold information from me.
He's gonna lean up on the little crappy desk. He's like, there's a certain amount of doctor-patient privilege. Are you sure you want me to go down this line with you?
Is she safe? Is there anything that I need to know about for her safety?
It's like, and he'll lean back. He's like, no, I don't think so. At least not biologically. You
Are you going to maintain this confidentiality? Do I have to worry about this going anywhere other than you and her?
If you want to bring her back after she's awake and cleaned up, I will be happy to do any work that's necessary or potentially talk to her about my suspicions.
All right. And Dante's just going to happily take out the Nuyen, probably throw an extra 200 in there.
He visibly relaxes.
And
And then
I was hoping to
And-
see more of the direct Dante stuff.
this is his friend.
Well, okay.
What's that tell you
And
about you guys?
And also, if he breaks one confidential bit of information, we might all find something out about Dante that we don't want to know.
So he'll relax. And do you have anything else you want to talk about in here, or are you gonna go ahead and leave?
No, I'll pay him the money and then tell him that I'll be back probably within a couple weeks for another procedure. See if he can get a hold of. Yeah, I'll get back to you on what it was.
Does Dante know what it is now, or is he still shopping?
No, he knows what it is.
Okay. So we'll assume that he just tells him what he's looking for now, and he can
Yeah.
start looking for it.
Yep.
Then he'll stand and he'll shake your hand, and you guys will be able to take Hex and Larry ?
Yes.
Did Jet catch any of that?
You caught most of that. You probably didn't catch the part where he like leaned forward and like kind of, do you want me to break confidentiality, or because I imagine that's kind of like, you
Yeah.
drop your voice down low because it's like you know what you're stepping on here,
Can't turn back, etc.
right? So yeah, you come out of the room and there's your buddy standing by the doorway.
You can sort of see an eyebrow arch underneath his goggles.
Did your face recover? Can
Probably
we see
have
an
a-
eyebrow?
He didn't take off my eyebrows.
I'm just wondering.
I probably look a little rougher around the edges, maybe a poorly set broken nose or something, but
But
yeah.
it's classy for an orc.
Yeah, so it's just a feature.
Yeah, he broke it back in the proper direction.
Do you guys have any
So-
conversation that happened there in that hallway?
He's just gonna put a great big smile on his face and put a hand on Jet's shoulder. She's okay, bud. Everything's taken care of.
Alright, fine. What's the damage? What do I owe you?
You don't owe me anything. You'll get me back some way, somehow in the future. If I'm ever in the same spot, I'm sure you'll take care of me.
Let's hope that doesn't happen, huh?
Yeah, let's hope.
At least for my bank account's sake, right?
The care.
So, again, he's going to put on that great big smile as he walks back into the waiting room and assure everyone Hex is going to be all right. We're going to be able to take her away shortly.
Oh, Gott sei Dank.
Larry like
Good
does
to hear,
that
my
thing
friend.
where he slides down in his chair like,
And
as if-
luckily for you, Larry, that buys you a little bit of leeway.
he just kind of slowly nods a little bit. It's like,
So we'll get you out of town. We agreed to do it before. You have done us good in the past. But if I were you, I'd probably see if there was anything else you can throw in the pot to make sure that we don't have any bad feelings about you leaving town.
the doc, he owes me some favors for arranging some gear, so calling in them can get her taken care of.
Now, as Rod sort of comes back from his van, so checking out the hole and, just can it get buffed out or anything, he comes in and is like, do you have any twins?
He'll shake his head. No.
That snaps with his metallic hands, like cling. Damn it!
The damage, by the way, Rod, is really superficial. It's just like, you can get some.
Yeah, I know. It was more like taking care of my babies kind of situation.
Yep. It was a thing that wasn't addressed. It's something that do you have like a medium lifestyle or something?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah. Now you can just like go down to the shop and get a little like nano paste repair kit for it, and It's for like
Mhm.
scratches when you get hit in a parking lot, that kind of thing. But turns out it works just fine for bullet holes.
Yeah, well,
Preferably
no,
clean out the blood out of the back, though.
That'll take a
my
little bit
medium
longer.
lifestyle is living in a garage, so why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys gonna be fine. I'm just gonna change the interior into like deep red, and it's gonna,
No, I mean before you take it into the shop.
It's his shop.
Oh,
It's his tools and stuff.
I live in a garage,
So
like
Is it
cliche
down
style.
by the river?
no, that's a van.
So Dante's gonna have a bit of a aha moment and turn around and go back to Chrome Dome's office. Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Would you be able to make a convincing fake corpse for me?
Everyday situations.
He raises an eyebrow.
Dante has some very specific interests.
And make it look like Larry, I got a thing for like short, wimpy guys.
I'm not exactly a cosmetic surgeon, so it kind of depends upon how close to the original you have, but I can do a little bit.
Well, I've got the original right here in the waiting room.
He's gonna raise an eyebrow. Which one?
The yak.
Hello?
Well, he'll come out and he'll get up and like let's take a look,
The perfect situation.
and he's gonna walk out to the waiting room where you guys all are, and he's gonna go over to Larry. He's gonna son, can you stand up? Larry's gonna look around confused, but again has 0 bargaining chips in this situation. So he will, and the doctor will kind of give him the like horse treatment, where he's lifts up his arm, gives his arm a look, and kind of pokes around at his face, grabs his chin, and turns him left and right. And you can see Larry is starting to sweat, and he gets a little bit paler as he's being manhandled. But after the guy listens, he's going to take a step back. Like, the frag was that about?
Larry says that.
Yeah.
Dante's gonna look at him, just right in the face, and just deadpan. So, Doc, what are we looking like to make this a corpse?
Oh gosh.
Is your relationship with the doctor enough that he would pick up that you're trying to mess with this guy?
I have no idea. My connection's only 2, so we have dealt with each other in the past. I do have extensive cyberware, so I'm sure he's been around me a bunch. And I'm kind of getting a Doc Coddle feeling for how I want the Doc to be, so...
I don't know who that is, so I
Oh, fuck you so hard.
promise.
Well, there's also context. I mean, he did just say, "Can you make
Right.
me a fake corpse?" So.
So he'll kind of like, if you can find me somebody that looks similar, I can do it.
You need any original DNA?
It would help, but that would only be for supporting evidence. Now, look, there isn't a lot that I can really do that'll keep a very invested person from discovering the truth. But
What about appendages?
what do you mean?
It doesn't need to stay 4 fingers. Would that help sell it? What about an arm?
Well,
Maybe we blew his head off.
like, unless he's got some tattoos underneath there or something like that that I can't see, that it could be doable. If you know a tattoo artist, that would help. But I don't have the facilities or the capabilities to rewrite his DNA in a way that, like, yep, here's his arm. Let's just go ahead and accept that as fact. When they,
Okay.
Larry, anything you're known for? Any tattoos?
He's a Yakuza.
he's gonna look a little like, yeah, I've got some work. Um, but the doctor will basically
Now,
goes, you know, an arm is one thing, but like people all around here, and he's gonna motion to those of you with your various bits and bobs of cyber. They live without arms just fine and get new ones, even better ones. So you're probably gonna need 40 to 60% of a person to make it believable.
And then Dante's just going to look really intently at Larry.
And his face is just kind of like still kind of white, but you know, he didn't respond with, you know, two in the back of the head when you asked him how much to make this a corpse.
Yeah.
Um,
Do we need to produce the body, or would some footage be acceptable?
oh no, I think like definitely we need to produce a body.
um,
So, Larry, you're going to stick with us for a little bit. We're going to make a couple phone calls. We might try to make this a little more convincing than just you disappearing.
I was like, convincing is good.
Yeah, but it might involve a bit more of an investment on your part to make it happen.
He does that thing where you pull your collar and you take a big swallow.
Ah.
But the trade-off is you make this investment, no one might come looking for you if we do it good.
That would be good.
All right.
So from here we kind of smash cut to you guys loading up Hex, who has like a jury rigged neck brace to keep her head straight because there's fresh wounds involved there. Larry gives you an address. You guys come over to a dock wagon clinic. He has one of you guys go in with him first to, you know, coast is clear, make the arrangements. You guys bring it around back. They bring you into like a legitimate medical facility. Put Hex on a gurney, and they start asking you questions, and in a way that's like, so when you guys were just traveling through, and he'll give you like a location, and you know, this gang, and he'll pick one. You know, there was a gang fight and your friend took a stray bullet. What time was that?
Dante will just give an estimate.
Yeah. No, we don't need to go through it, but he's very specifically asking questions to fill out a report that has already been mostly falsified.
Yeah. He'll fill in what he needs to that isn't too specific.
Yeah. And then we'll cut to the next day when we come back from our break.
Sounds good.